Hi, I'm Cliff, and this is my garage. And today, I'm going to show you how to upgrade the brakes on the Cayman for just $12. Hey, welcome back to the garage. And if this is your first time joining me, thanks for dropping by. So, we're going to upgrade the brakes on the Cayman, and we're going to do that by upgrading the cooling for the brakes on the Cayman. This is the stock brake duct. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're looking at this and you're saying, that doesn't look like a duct to me. Well, it really isn't, but that's what Porsche calls this, and it effectively acts as a duct. It really is more like an air scoop. This part here protrudes underneath the car, and the airstream hits it and it pushes it up onto the rotors and calipers to cool them off. Now, this, based on the part number, is actually a part from a 911, which is not surprising. If you don't know, the Cayman gets about 50% of its parts from the 911, the 996 and the 997 911s. Well, this is the same brake duct that they use because the Cayman uses the same lower control or suspension arm as the 911s do. So the trick here is that since we can use the 996, 997 brake duct on the Cayman, that also means that we can use the 996, 997 GT3 brake duct. So we're going to upgrade by installing a GT3 brake duct on here, which is greatly going to increase the amount of air being pushed onto the brakes and cooling them off. The toughest part in this job is dealing with these clips that hold the brake duct onto the lower suspension arm, and they fit around the arm. This is the back of the duct, so the suspension arm is going to kind of go through these two clips here. To get it off, I find the easiest way is to wiggle in a screwdriver into here and pop it loose, and then you can work them open and then get them off. When you're taking it off, pay attention to the way that these tabs fit into the arm. Kind of make mental notes or take pictures before you take it off of exactly how these are in. These in particular fit into a little pocket in the arm. You got to make sure that those are in the right place. Otherwise, it doesn't fit at all. Putting the new duct back on is kind of the reverse of the same process. You're going to spread this open and get it onto the arm, and then work this under and push and get them closer and squeeze until finally they pop into place. They, in my experience, they either go on right away or you got to fight with them for a few minutes. But either way, it's not hard as long as you make sure you get that tab right there into that little pocket. Our first step is to give ourselves enough room by taking and turning the wheel. Now, you can either do that by getting in and turning the steering wheel, or if you've left the car ignition on, then you can just take and grab it by hand and turn it to the left, and it opens up the suspension to work on. All right, so we're up under the car here. I think you can see, I think I've got the camera right. You can see this pocket where that one tab goes. It's super tight here behind the brake duct where you got to get to that clip. And a good, properly placed flashlight is a real blessing at this point. Try to see up in there. You just reach up with the screwdriver and just kind of yank. There we go. There goes one. This one's even tighter. Okay. And now we've got a lot of pulling and tugging to get everything loose, but it comes out pretty easily. There. That was the simple part. Now, make sure we got this the right way. It's very nicely marked here. It says left and top to help you out. And it's just a question of using that tab there and that pocket to make sure you got the alignment right and getting these clips around the arm. Oops, I'm not sure if you can see it, this leading edge up here. I didn't get it behind the piece of plastic here where it's supposed to go. So let's start over again. It's this corner right here has to tuck inside the fender liner. One thing that makes it a little more difficult is trying to avoid running into the lights and the camera. Should be an issue you don't have. There. Now, it's the battle to get the clips on. And you almost got to like work blind by feel. There's one. Tough to see exactly what's going on here. Okay, I didn't have that second clip all the way over the top. Well, can't get the catch. This one's getting stubborn, or being stubborn, but I'm sure it's just a question I don't have things quite properly positioned with all those tabs. Okay, what is going on? Oh, okay, I see it. One of the, there are multiple tabs along this bottom edge. One of them was stuck behind the back edge of the arm, and it goes in front of the back edge and was getting it all cockeyed. Let's see if this. Yep, that was it. It snapped right into place. Okay, here, getting a different angle, just make sure that you can see this clearly. There are 3 tabs. One is right here. That's the one that goes in the pocket. But then there's this one here, and then there's one up in here. These all 4, not just this one, of course, but all 4 of these are in front of that back edge. This is the front edge, and this is that's the back edge. Now, this one fits right behind the front edge. This one goes up into that pocket. This one sits against the back edge, and this one, one end of it, or the bottom edge, is up against the back edge, and the top kind of curves up and pokes up and comes to rest against the back of the front edge. Once I had all those in position correctly, that last clip just fell right into place. Oh, and by the way, let me put in my usual plug for my pug gloves. I love these things. They've gone up in price. They're now up to $1.50 a pair when you buy a dozen of them. They last forever. They fit well. They're nicely ventilated, but they have a nice coated rubber front on them. These are the best working gloves I've ever used. I highly, highly recommend them. Link in the description below. All right, there you go. We just upgraded the brakes on the Cayman with about, 20 minutes work, maybe 30 tops from beginning to end. Now, the most astonishing part about this, those brake ducts, the GT3 brake ducts, are OEM Porsche parts. Now, if you've ever bought OEM Porsche parts, you probably have experienced the sticker shock that comes along with that. But in this case, these brake ducts are only about $6 each. Now, I can't remember the exact prices. One side was $1 more than the other. I don't understand it, but that seems to be kind of common with Porsche parts. Regardless, you're looking at around $12 for all the parts. OEM Porsche parts, 2 of them, 12 bucks total. I'll give you the links to the ones that I bought in the description down below, along with the part numbers, or I might throw the part numbers here onto the screen. But regardless, just check out the description for the part numbers and links to where I purchased them from. All right, now, before you go down there and smash that like button and feed that YouTube algorithm. I cannot tell you how much it helps me to grow the channel. And while you're down there, if you're not one of my 3,500 subscribers, go ahead and click on that big red subscribe button. That also helps a lot with YouTube's algorithm and growing the channel. And finally, if you want to keep up with everything I'm doing here in the garage, including all the rest of the upgrades to the Cayman as part of Project 987.2, go find and click on that little bell icon. That way, YouTube will use the little notification bell in the browser to let you know every time that I post something new from here in Cliff's Garage. I'll see you next time.